In the previous session, we discussed about the structure of nucleus, cell wall, and also cytoplasm and cell membranes. So in this session, I'm going to explain about different cell organelles that present in the eukaryotic organism. So that are endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, mitochondria, ribosomes, plastids, and vacuole. Okay, so these all are cell organelles that present in the eukaryotic cell. So as you know that the difference between the eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell we discussed in the previous session. Okay, so here the cell organelles. So the cell organelles are mainly that present in the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a sol gel fluid that enclosed with the cell membrane in every cell, either it is plant cell or animal cell. Okay, so the surface of the nucleus, nothing but it is a nuclear membrane to the cell membrane. The cell is filled with a fluid-like substance, so which is called as cytoplasm. Okay, so that cytoplasm contains many number of the granular-like structures, so which are called cell organelles. Okay, so here we discussed about different kind of cell organelles that present in the cell. Okay, so these cell organelles have a specific function. They carry out the specific functions of the cell. Okay, now the first cell organelle that present in the eukaryotic cell is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so if you see the nucleus in the cell, okay, nucleus is surrounded with the nuclear membrane. Okay, so there are two membranes are present in the nucleus, that is inner membrane and outer membrane. Okay, here the outer membrane of the nucleus, so that is continue with the membranous structure, that is continues with the membranous structures that surrounds the nucleus throughout the cytoplasm is known as endoplasmic reticulum. So just to see, observe the figure here. So it is an outer membrane, so which is extended into the cytoplasm. So it is a membranous network-like structure, membranous and network-like structures that towards the cell membrane of the cytoplasm. Okay, cell membrane of the cell. So it is called as endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so these endoplasmic reticulums are mainly made up of with the membrane-bound tubes or tubules. So in the figure already you see, so they are tubular-like structures. Okay, that surrounds the nucleus and extended to the cell membrane or plasma membrane. So actually these membranous brown tubes or tubules that are mainly involved in the transportation of substances from the one part of the cell or one cell to the another cell. So especially, so they are involved in the movement of or transport of some substances from one place to the another place within the cell. Within the cell. So they are also formation in the cell membrane. So if the cell membrane is formed during the cell division of the cell, so these endoplasmic reticulum that produces the, or it is helpful for the formation of cell membrane. Okay, so the mainly transport the proteins and lipids. Okay, yeah, there's many kind of the cell organelles that are involved in the different kinds of functions, and they synthesize the different kinds of material like proteins and lipids. Okay, so these proteins and lipids are need for the cell in the various places. So for example, the cell membrane formation, so it require proteins and lipids along with the carbohydrates. Okay, so these proteins and lipids are not produced at the cell membrane, but it is produced at the ribosomal size or endoplasmic reticulum side. Okay, these produced proteins and lipids that are mainly transported from the one place to the another place in the cytoplasm, or cytoplasm to the nucleus, or nucleus to the cytoplasm. Okay, that are mainly involved in the transportation. The ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum, mainly involved in the transportation of the proteins and lipids from one place to the another place of the cytoplasm, or cytoplasm to the nucleus, or nucleus to the cytoplasm. Okay, so it also provides a cytoplasmic framework to perform the many biochemical activities. So I already told you, so the cell is consists of many number of the cell organelles. These cell organelles involves in the different kinds of functions. Okay, those functions nothing but they are called metabolisms or biochemical activities. Okay, so it provides a cytoplasmic framework to the perform many biochemical activities. and also the endoplasmic reticulum that present in the liver cells. Okay, liver cell. So that plays important role to remove the toxic material from the body. Okay, so especially in our body, the liver is present. So in that liver cell, the endoplasmic reticulum is present. That endoplasmic reticulum is helpful to remove the toxic material from our body. So whatever the toxic material enter to your digestive system, that is eliminated with the liver. Okay, so the liver, especially the ER, that plays important role to remove the waste material or toxic material from the body. Okay, so here endoplasmic reticulum that mainly divided into the two types based on its structure. Already I told you, so the endoplasmic reticulum mainly made up with the membranous structures. Okay, membranous structures, mainly tubules and tubulars. Okay, so on the surface of the tubule, so they do not have ribosomes. Okay, so the ER that have a membranous, that the membrane do not contain any kind of ribosomes on its surface, so which is called as SER. So which means which is in a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, smooth endoplasmic reticulum do not have ribosomes. Do not have ribosome. That's why the surface of that ER is smooth. That's why it is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now coming to the RER, so which means rough endoplasmic reticulum. If the rough means, so the surface of that endoplasmic reticulum that contain many number of the ribosomes. Okay, the ribosomes are present on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. So we have SER that involves in the lipid synthesis or fat synthesis, and RER, so mainly or that indicate ribosomes. Okay, these ribosomes are mainly involved in the process of photosynthesis. So that's why the ER is mainly involved in the lipid synthesis and protein synthesis. So which is also synthesis the glycolipids and glycolipids and glycoproteins, and mainly involved in the transportation. So just you see this video now. Okay. So it is an endoplasmic reticulum, just you observe here. So the center round portion, so it is a nucleus and it mainly surrounds the nuclear membrane. So that nuclear membrane is extended, is in a tubular like structures. So this portion is nothing but what it is called endoplasmic reticulum. So it is in a 3D animation that shows the endoplasmic reticulum. So in the both prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, already you know. So in the eukaryotic cell, they do not have any nuclear membrane. So that's why the endoplasmic reticulum is absent in the absent prokaryotic cell and present in the eukaryotic cell. So it is in a nucleus that surrounds the nuclear membrane and it is extended as a membranous structure. So it is called as ER. So these dots that indicates the ribosomes, which involves in the protein synthesis. So just to see how amazing it. Okay, so along with that rough endoplasmic reticulum, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is also present. So just to see here, so which is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this smooth endoplasmic reticulum that involves in the lipid synthesis. Okay, so it is in a smooth and it is in a rough. Okay, there is a small difference in between the smooth and rough, just you observe here. The ribosomes are attached in its surface. Okay, and in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, so there is no absorption of so there is no attachment of the ribosomes. Okay, just you see here, so these are the vesicle bonds, so which are produced from endoplasmic reticulum. They followed the proteins and lipid material. That are moved from endoplasmic reticulum to the various places of the cytoplasm proteins and where the proteins and lipids are needed. So just you see here, it moves towards the cell membrane because of the cell membrane require proteins and lipid for its formation. So that's why the endoplasmic reticulum that produce the glycolipids, glycoproteins, and which are moves towards the cell membrane, and it is used for the formation of the cell membrane. Okay, so now coming to the next slide. So it is in a second cell organelle, which is in a Golgi bodies. Okay, so the Camillo Golgi first observed the Golgi bodies. So that's why the organelle name was honored with the scientist, that is Golgi bodies, okay, or Golgi complex. So he observed, so in the year of 1898, okay, in the year of 1898, so he observed the some vesicle bond membranous structure surrounds the nucleus, so which are called as Golgi bodies. Okay, these Golgi bodies are also made up with the several membranes, and these several membranes so creates the sac-like structures. So sac nothing but it is in a bag-like structure. Okay, so which are called as vesicles, Okay, so whatever the substances which is produced in the cells like proteins and lipids and etc. So that are reached the Golgi bodies through these vesicles. Okay, these Golgi bodies are packed the various substances before they are transported to the one part to the another part of the cell. Okay, so these sacs are mainly filled with different substances like proteins and lipids and whatever the substances is. Okay, so it is packed by the Golgi bodies and it moves from one place to the, or it is transported from one place to the another place. Okay, so it is also used for the regeneration of the and repair of the cell membranes. Okay, so the Golgi bodies number is vary from one cell to the another cell depending upon the activity. So some of the cells that have any minimum number and some are having a maximum number. Okay, so especially the number is more, so where the Golgi bodies are more number in any cell, so that cells mainly involves in the secrets of hormones and enzymes. Okay, just you see the video now. Okay, so it shows the structure and functions of the Golgi apparatus, and which is also called as Golgi bodies and previously called as dictyosomes. Just you see that. So it is in a vesicles, okay, that are mainly filled with the different substances. Okay, so these vesicles are mainly produced the membranous bond sphere bodies. Okay, so those sphere bodies are moved from one place to the another place, and that can transform the material, so which is produced by the cell. Okay, so just you see that it is in a Golgi bodies. Actually, the Golgi bodies that shows the two phases. One is in a cis phase and trans phase. Cis phase that locates towards the nucleus, and trans phase that locates towards the cell membrane side. Okay, so these are the tubular like structures which are called as mainly cisternae. Okay, so these membrane bond round like structures which are called as vesicles. Okay, these cisternae are filled with the many substances like proteins, enzymes, and etc. And that have formed the vesicles, and the vesicles are filled with these substances, and that vesicle can move from the Golgi apparatus to the other place, so where the material is needed. So just you see that these are vesicles which are produced from Golgi bodies, and these produced vesicles which are moved from here to different places where the proteins and lipids are needed for the formation of the cell membranes and etc. Okay, so especially they are filled with proteins and lipids. Okay, now coming to the next slide. So the organelle is in a lysosomes. Okay, so actually the lysosomes are a spherical structure, they are round in structure, so especially they have many number of the enzymes present in it. Okay, so actually whatever the enzymes which present in the cell, so they have a ability to destroy the whole cell. Okay, so if the cell that produces an enzyme, that enzyme having a capability to destroy the cell, but they didn't damage it. But whatever the enzymes which are produced in the cell, so they can't or they didn't damage the cell because of those enzymes are particularly stored in a vesicle like bonds, so which are called as lysosomes. Okay, so this was solved by the scientists when the lysosomes were discovered, tiny particles visible in the cytoplasm, and these tiny particles are mainly stores the hydrolytic enzymes. Okay, so these hydrolytic enzymes are also called or commonly called as a destructive enzyme, and these enzymes do not contact with the rest of cell because of they are enclosed in the vesicles or round like structures. Okay, so in these round like structures, what is present? Different enzymes are present, and these enzymes are not contact with the rest of the cell. Okay, if the material that will need to be destroyed or transported to the lysosomes, then the lysosomes are digested at the time. If any material is destroyed by the cell, so that material is moved towards the lysosome. Okay, automatically the lysosome is release the hydrolytic enzymes towards that material by the splitting. Okay, automatically the material is destroyed. Okay, so that's why, so these lysosomes are also called as suicidal bags of the cell, because of it have a ability to damage the cell, to destroy the cell, destroy the entire cell. So because of it is mainly filled with a different enzyme, and those enzymes are destructive enzyme, and these destructive enzymes are destructive the or destroyed the cell. So that's why the lysosomes are called as suicidal bags of the cell. So just to see that. Okay, so these are the around particles that present in the cytoplasm, which are called as lysosomes. The lysosomes are mainly contain the enzymes which are called as hydrolytic enzyme. So which means hydro means water, lytic means lysis or breakdown. So in the presence of water, the substances are undergo breakdown. Okay, so here the endoplasmic reticulum that produce a vesicle, the vesicles are transported to that Golgi apparatus and formed as a lysosome. So if any material, so for example a foreign body is entered into that cell, just you see that the foreign body particles are moved towards the lysosomes. So the lysosome is entered into that foreign body particles, and the foreign body particles are here destroyed. Okay, so and they also, if the lysosomes are also entered into the any particular cell organelle, so that particular cell organelle is also destroyed. So that's why it is also called as a suicidal bags of the cell, suicidal bags of the cell. Okay, thank you. So in the next session, so we will discuss about organelles. Thank you.